Okay, sixth grade. In lesson 5.4, we're going to be working on with mixed numbers again, and specifically subtracting. But if you don't have enough pieces to subtract, then what do? Okay, so for example, if you have 1 and 5/6, so you got, these are cut into 6 and you have 5 of them, okay? But you need to take, let's see, well wait, this is a model, this is an addition model, never mind. We're adding these. This is an example of modeling. So this is what I want you to draw for your notes for the first one. We're talking about modeling first, okay? And just how to draw a model. I want you to draw a rectangle to represent a hole. Draw a rectangle. Yep. And then just write 1 on it. Okay? Then draw little boxes next to it and label one of them as 1/6. Label one of them as 1/6. And then label another one. Oops, I'm sorry. Then label the rest of them, like all of them together, as 5/6. So if one of them is 1/6, and you have 5 of them, then you have 5/6, right? Then draw a line, and on the other side draw 2 big rectangles. Each one of those is 1 hole. And then draw a box and label it 1/3. And then that represents the problem 1 and 5/6 plus 2 and 1/3. And when we put these together, you can count up the holes, 1, 2, 3. Then 1/3, how could we cut that into sixths? How could we cut 1/3 into sixths? Daria.
You could do 3 times 2, which is 6, and then you would do 1 times 2, which is 2, so it would be 2/6.
Yep. If we did 1 times 2 and 3 times 2, you would get 2/6. Yep. When you're multiplying by 2, it's like cutting it in half. So you have 2/6 instead of 1/3. Now, if we took these pieces and put them all together, we have 3 holes. You can all see that. Count them up. 1, 2, 3. Then 5/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 more sixths is 7/6, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
You can see that? So this makes 1 hole, and we have 1 left over. 1 hole and 1/6 left over. So we really have 4 holes. These are all the holes. We made another rectangle and 1/6. 4 and 1/6. Okay? This is a basic model of mixed numbers and adding mixed numbers. Okay? That's an addition model. Now we're going to talk about how to use these boxes and model a subtraction problem. All right, turn to page 150. 150. Okay, let's say that we have to start with 3 holes. So this is what you do. 1, 2, 3. Draw that out. We're going to model the problem 3 minus 1 2/3. So we have 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So draw that out. Everybody have that?
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of this though. Decided not to use that. Now, draw this line that separates, this is the minus, and then this is what we're going to take away. 1 2/3. So we draw 2 little boxes and label each of them a third. So if they're 2/3, you draw that out. Now, to represent taking away, we're going to just X them out. Alright? So for every one that is on this side, we're going to X out one on this side. You understand?
Yeah.
So this one is going to cancel out one of these. That's taking away 1. And the thirds. We don't have any thirds over here. So what do we have to do? We have 2 holes, but we don't have any thirds. Carson? Well, we can't subtract them because we don't have any. We have to make some. Is that what you're going to say, Nate? We have to make some thirds. Bryce?
Yeah, you can make it into 3/3 and then minus the 2/3.
How can you do that?
By cutting the hole into thirds.
Right. By cutting the hole into thirds. We cut up and we made these into thirds. Oops, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Now we have 3 of them, right? Because 3/3 is 1 hole. And now we can take away 2 of them. So first cut it up, and then for every one you cut or take away on this side, you take 1 away over here. Now what answer is showing? Abby? 1 1/3 left. Yep. So this is 1 1/3 left. Okay? Now, you might be able to do 3 minus 2 and 1 2/3 in your head without modeling. That's not what this lesson is about. Could you model it to explain it to a 3rd grader? That's what this lesson is about. You're going to practice drawing a model and then being able to explain it to someone who is younger, so that they could actually see the pieces. Yes? No, you're going to pretend you're explaining it to them. You can. You have a younger brother that you could explain it to. Okay? And you can practice. Or you could just use it and explain it to me tomorrow. Alright? Let's practice another one. 2 1/4 minus 1 3/8. 2 1/4 minus 1 3/8. So we got to rewrite, do another model. 2 1/4 minus 1 3/8. So draw on this side. What do we need to draw? Brett?
2 holes.
2 holes. 1, 2,
One box.
and 1 box.
2 buckets at 1/4.
1/4. Good. Now, on this side, yes.
Draw 1 whole box, then draw 3 1/8 boxes.
Good. Draw 3 boxes and label them
1/8.
1/8. These are each an 8. Daria, do you have this? Okay, focus here. Now, wait, we can start canceling. When we're subtracting, what should we start with? Should we take away fractions first or wholes first? Wholes? Actually, no. I did it the backwards last time because I looked at the problem and I saw that we had enough, but you don't always know if you have enough pieces to take away. So we really should start with the fractions first. Okay? So, do we have 8ths over here? No, we have 4ths. So we have to change this to 8ths. How would we do that?
Oh. You would do 2 times 4,
Right?
and then 2 times 1, which would be 2/8.
Which would be 2/8. So we have to draw, instead of this, we're going to change it to 2/8. So 1/8 and 1/8. Okay? Now, you may want to write that down here because it gets kind of jumbled up if you write it there. So you may want to write the times 2 right there. And then change it to 8ths over here, okay? I think that's more clear than putting it here. So we don't have a 4th anymore, we have 2/8. Now we can take away. Can we take away 3? Uh-oh. So now what do we have to do? We can take away 2, but we don't have enough pieces. So then what? Can't subtract the holes yet. We still are subtracting. We still have to take away 1/8 from 2 holes. Now what do we have to do? Roy?
Subtract the holes.
But, okay, we could take away 1 hole, but we still have to take away an 8.
Ooh.
Now what? Bryce?
I cut the last hole.
Yep. Cut this up into 8s. So 7 lines. Oops. Now remember, this is a sketch. So we can just write this as 8/8, or we can write, because this is 1 hole, 8 pieces out of 8 is 1 hole. And then take away 1 of them. How many would be left? 7/8, right? So this shows that this is left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7/8 are left. Okay? Do you see how to go through that process and draw that out? All right, that's what I want you to do for tomorrow. First, they give you two models that you can just copy in numbers 1 and 2 on page 151. You can copy and then cross out what you need to. Now, in between a number 1, in between their models, let me show you how they have number 1. So they draw the holes, and then they draw right next to it 1 and fifths, but they drew all the fifths. We only need one of them, don't we? Because the problem is 2 minus 1 and 1/5. Okay? So, what I want you to do is make sure you draw this line that separates the two. And you can draw it just like that. Okay? And then, when you're crossing out, you can cut this into fifths. So we draw 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 fifths. And then cross out one of those and one of those. And what are we left with? 4 fifths. Yep. Okay, so that's how I want you to do those first two. Copy their models, but you can adjust them so that they're modeled the same way as I taught you to. And then do the same thing for 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1 through 6, drawing those models for tomorrow. 1 through 6. Okay?